Hi, welcome to all. Today we are going to discuss one important lemma, Watson lemma. Statement is I of x is equals to integral from 0 to b f of t e to the power minus xt, provided f of t is continuous. And remember, for the range for t is 0 to b. As asymptotic expansion of the form f of t is approximated to t to the power alpha summation n is equals to 0 to infinity a n t to the power beta n, where is tends to 0 and alpha greater than 1 and beta is greater than 0. If b is equals to infinity, it is required f of t is very much less than e to the power bt as b tends to infinity. And hence phi of t is equals to t, then I of x is approximated to summation n is equals to 0 to infinity a n gamma of alpha plus beta to the power n beta n plus 1 and x to the power alpha plus beta n plus 1 as x tends to infinity. And also the leading order term I of x is approximated a n gamma of n plus 1 x to the power alpha as x tends to infinity. So this is the statement of Watson lemma. Now let us see the proof. Let us correct the data. So I of x is equals to summation 0 to infinity f of t e to the power minus xt dt. So take it as equation number 1. By Laplace integral I of x is this. What I of x is equal integral a to b f of t e to the power x pi of t into dt. So taking equation 2. Now comparing equation 1 and equation 2, pi of t is minus t. So differentiate this, pi dash of t is equals to minus 1. Therefore, phi of t is maximum at t is equals to 0. Therefore, I of x is approximated to I of x comma epsilon 0 to epsilon f of t e to the power minus xt. Taking this as equation number 3. And also we have in the theorem itself given what? This. F of t is approximated to t to the power alpha summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a n t to the power beta n, taking equation number 4. Now from equation 3 and equation 4, we can write I of x is approximated to I of x comma epsilon summation 0 to infinity t to the power alpha summation n is equal to 0 to infinity t to the power beta n e to the power minus xt into dt. Now 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 summation n is equals to 0 to infinity a n 0 to epsilon t to the power alpha beta n e to the power minus xt into dt. Now to solve this, we are using by substitution method. By substitution method, take x to the xt is equals to capital T, then differentiate this, x dt is equals to dt and dt is equals to dt by dx, and take as epsilon tends to infinity. Now uh, here summation n is equals to 0 to infinity a n and 0 to infinity t by x alpha plus beta n e to the power minus t dt by dx. Now here x to the power alpha plus beta, here x to the power 1. So take outside this, keep outside the integral. Then the rest of the term 0 to infinity t to the power alpha plus beta n e to the power minus t dt. Now these terms keep as it is. Now here add and subtract minus 1. So 0 to infinity t to the power alpha plus beta n plus 1 minus 1 e to the power minus t into dt. Then by gamma function property, it can be written as I of x is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a n divided by x to the power alpha plus beta n gamma of alpha plus beta n plus 1 as x tends to infinity. So this is the proof of Watson lemma. Okay, now let us see some problems related to Watson lemma. So the problem is apply Watson lemma to evaluate I of x apply Watson lemma to evaluate I of x 0 to 5 e to the power minus x t 1 plus t square dt as x tends to infinity. So let us see how to solve. So here f of t is 1 plus t square and phi of t is t. Now we have to express this f of t in this form. Okay, therefore given f of t can be written as 1 plus t square all to the power minus 1. Expand this, we get this. So this can be written as f of t is equals to t to the power 0 summation n is equals to 0 to infinity minus 1 to the power n t to the power n. So this is equation number 2. From equation 1 and equation 2, alpha is equals to 0 and beta is equals to 2 and an is equals to minus 1 to the power n. Okay, and by Watson lemma, so this is the formula. Substitute all the values. We get I of x is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinity. An is minus 1 to the power n. So alpha is 0, beta is equal to 2. So x to the power 2n plus 1 and gamma of 2n plus 2. So as x tends to infinity. So this is enough. In the question itself asks to find the leading order term, then we using this formula. I of x is approximated to an gamma of alpha plus 1 x to the power alpha plus 1. So this is equals to minus 1 to the power n gamma of 0 plus 1 because alpha is 0. So x to the power 0 plus 1. We know this gamma of 1 is equals to 0 factorial. 0 factor value is 1. Therefore this value is 1. Therefore I of x is approximated to minus 1 to the power n by x. If substitute put n is equal to 0, then we get I of x is approximated to 1 by x. So this is the leading order term. Thank you.